may look a little different from the ones you see in the grocery stores, yeah? Usually by then they're very small, very round and fuzzy because the husk was removed already. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. But first I'll be teaching you a little bit about coconuts. And the first thing I can teach you is a word. That word is niu, N-I-U. Everybody say niu? Niu. Very good. You're all speaking Hawaiian. Look at that. Any guesses as to what niu means? Yes, it means coconut. Very good. We're just talking about that today. And all niu of coconuts, they will actually first start off green. So you have one green one in front, but behind the tram, that little tree has a bunch of green ones starting to grow. After that, they slowly turn to a golden yellowish color like the one next to it. And then finally, they all turn brown like this. And when it's brown, it is considered a seed. So right here, we have the second biggest seed in the world. There is only one bigger. It's called coco de mer. It looks like two coconuts fused together in a toilet seat shape. That's all I know about that one. But I do know that this coconut is super easy to plant. All you have to get is some tropical weather, of course, and a brown coconut. But then you just pick a spot in your yard. You take this coconut. All you have to do to plant it is you set it and you forget it. That's about it. So a few months of doing nothing and you'll get a little plant starting out of the top of it like this one we have here. My coworker found this in the bushes a couple weeks ago, so now I have it for our demonstration. We didn't have to water it or dig a hole or anything for this plant to start sprouting. All the nutrients to start a tree has right here inside of the husk itself. But we noticed that there's cracks forming, so that means that the roots are about to pop out. So now we give it some water here and there, and now we just have to wait another 6 to 12 more years, and we'll get some coconuts. That's going to be the hardest part, is you do have to wait, but you're going to be rewarded for your patience eventually. When this tree fruits, we will get about 100 coconuts every year off of it. And looking at all these fully grown coconut trees on the side, you see those rings or ridges circling the trunks all the way to the top? Yeah, one ring represents 1 year in the coconut tree's life. So wait your 6 to 12 years, you get over 100 more of coconuts. Of course, we want to be very careful next to our fully loaded coconut trees. These are self-harvesting. So that means when the coconut is ready, any color, any stage, it is just going to, drop to the ground. Actually, the younger green and yellow ones, they're going to be way heavier than brown coconuts. They hold a lot more water then. So these younger coconuts will get up to anywhere from 10 to 25 pounds. So if you can imagine something kind of like a bowling ball falling off one of these next to your car, your house, your head. No fun, yeah. See some of you getting a little nervous looking at the trees. Don't worry. If you look up, we do not have coconuts above us. We trim them very regularly. It is also a law in Hawaii for all coconut trees in public areas to be trimmed every few months. So our beaches, our parks are perfectly safe from coconuts. Private homes and areas, still to the owner. So just double check those ones, okay? Next, so I can start to husk this open for you. When you husk a coconut, you want to start more from this front end. We call this side the piko, P-I-K-O. Everybody say piko? Piko. Very good. That will translate from Hawaiian into the belly button or the navel. There's also the other end we try not to husk from just because it's way harder to start here. This side we call the okole. Everybody say okole? Okole. Very good. Okole in Hawaiian though, a few different meanings depending on who you talk to in the islands. Probably just be careful who you say that to and how you say it, all right? It is not a bad word, I promise. But it will translate from Hawaiian into the behind, the butt, or more specifically, the butthole. So run it back into them too. But in the old days, to husk a coconut, all they had to get was a stick. They would smooth it to the same shape of this head of a pickaxe that we have welded here to this table. Do you remember what it's called, the side we want to start husking from? Piko, belly button side, very good. That way this husk will open up basically, kind of like a flower, will just bloom open. And sorry, bits of the husk are going to start flying. So if you ever have to move to avoid it getting in your eyes, please go ahead and do so. But at this brown stage, the shell of this seed on the inside, it's fully formed. So this pickaxe is actually just bouncing right around it. Really, it's not going to puncture this seed at all. So it's very hard wood at this stage. A lot of us humans, though, we get a little competitive sometimes, yeah. So we do have some fun husking records here in Hawaii. Anybody here been to the island of Oahu yet? If you've been over there and you drive up to North Shore, there's this place called the Polynesian Cultural Center, or the PCC. Over there is a big Samoan uncle who can husk this entire coconut for you in 3 seconds. Wow. Yeah, he counts out 1, 2, 3, and it's open. If you don't believe me, though, here's a really short video you can find on YouTube. We just like to call him a cheater because he has way bigger muscles than us. But we do have a lady here on our island of Maui, known for her husking record. She lives over in Lahaina on the west side. She can do this in about 2-3 minutes. So really not as fast as 3 seconds, of course. What is super impressive is her technique, because that lady does not use any tools. She doesn't have a pickaxe or a stick or a machete. Instead, all she does is use her teeth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's some videos online as well. Your discretion advised, more for those ones. Honestly, it's a little cringy to watch. She actually used to do husking shows on Front Street in Lahaina just with her teeth. But she has since retired, so I myself have never met her before. For all me and my coworkers know, she could still have the world's nicest smile. Or maybe she's just missing all her teeth, yeah. But please don't try that at home unless you want a long talk with the dentist, okay? This right here, though, is what you start to see in the grocery stores, yeah? Something way smaller, very round, and like this, it's sadly not going to grow into a tree anymore. It needs the husk to stay intact, so please don't start buying all of these from the stores and tossing them in the yard, okay? All you get are some moldy coconuts. I'm sorry. We do have the husk off, though, so if I'm strong enough today, we can get some of these out there so you can pass it around. Feel free to tear it apart and see what it feels like. Sorry, a lot of husk flying. Yeah, I know it kind of looks like trash, but don't worry, this is super useful. People all around the world, in the oldies and today, they would pull these fibers off strand by strand, and then braid, weave them together, make some super strong rope. So if you're able to tear some fibers off before handing it to the next person, go ahead and twist it together a few times, and you're going to see that it's going to be very durable. Even when wet, this rope, it doesn't break apart. So this is really good for tying their tools together, roof some houses down, even canoes, last those long sea voyages. I don't know if anybody here has heard of that movie, Moana, before. Yeah, but you've seen it? Right on. I love that movie a lot. A lot of canoes in that movie, right? And they had ropes on them, probably made from this. But when it's dry, this is going to be an amazing fire starter. This will light up super easily. It lasts you a long time since it's slow burning. And then all the smoke is a great mosquito repellent. Bugs cannot stand the smell of this smoke. And then neither can humans, so good people repellent if you need one too. Yeah, just know if you light this on fire, it's going to be a little stinky. A lot of people say it smells like burning goat hair. So if you need the whole beach to yourselves, you grab one of these and light it up. Nobody's going to bother you after that. So you can keep some husk or leave it on stage, up to you. We have a lot to go around. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit more, and then I can show you every coconut in the world, even at the grocery stores. At this brown stage, they all have this tiny, kind of funny little face. So 2 eyes and a mouth, like a bowling ball, puffer fish, maybe a seal or a sloth. One coworker loves to say, looks like her ex-husband. No comment, I've never met him before, can't confirm or deny. But if you get something pointy, like a screwdriver or an ice pick, and then you start poking at the face, you'll find that with the eyes that it might stick a little bit, or puncture, but it's not actually going to go all the way through. The eyes are going to be a very hard part of the coconut. Now, if you ever poke in the mouth, you know it's the mouth because it always goes in with very little effort. Yeah, the mouth is where the nutrient grows out from the coconut, so it's way softer than the eyes. It also means it is where bugs can make their way in. It looks like we're safe today. Usually if there's some sliminess or sludge oozing out, then don't crack that coconut open, okay? Or you're going to find some maggots waiting on the inside. Yeah, we've had some pretty interesting tours in the past, not going to lie. So back there is our coconut graveyard where we toss all the rotten ones. But thankfully, we are safe for this one. So I went and opened up the mouth. And now we can check and see if there was any liquid left on the inside. Yeah, so this is coconut water. You can drink this any stage of the coconut, but remember that the younger green, yellow coconuts have way more water than brown ones do. The younger coconut water, that is what you'll buy in the stores, bottled in cans. It's going to be clear, sweeter, very hydrating then. Now you can still drink this water from a brown coconut, but by now it has been sitting in here for about a year. So this water is a little bit more fermented, cloudy, sour, not very hydrating, but it is a great natural laxative. So a few tablespoons of this water, you're good to go. If you drink the whole thing, you might want to run. You'll get a surprise in about 10-15 minutes. minutes. So please no sampling after the demonstration. We still have 20 minutes left. But I can show you now the easy way to crack open up a coconut. And all you have to remember, we say eyes on top of head, but actually every brown coconut will have these 3 lines running front to back between each of the spots or the holes. These lines will be the next softest spot of the coconut. All you need is something blunt. Find a hammer, mallet, or little lava rock like this. If you hit on the line or just to the side, it's going to crack it very quickly, usually in less than a minute. Usually. We'll see how long it takes me today. There you go. Yeah. So once you hear a crack, you're just going to follow it around to the edges meet. Yeah. Be careful not to pinch your hands, but eventually you can just pop it right open. Ta-da. Yeah, don't worry. I don't work out at all. It's not going to take a lot of muscle when you friend the rings. When you get it open, this is what you want to find. Some bright white meat. No sliminess. It kind of tastes like a sweet almond. Very delicious, yeah? Anybody here try removing the meat from brown coconuts before? Might have some fun horror stories, yeah? Try not to use your nice silverware. You might break your butter knives in half. This meat is going to be very hard, very stuck to the shell. In the old days, you would find seashells, scrape at this for hours. Growing up, we have a wooden board with a metal grater at the end. You shave it over a bowl. Like I said, I don't work out. I can't do that for very long. So today, you can just put this coconut in the freezer. So you take these halves, fit them back together, rubber band it shut, leave it in there overnight, give it about 6 to 8 hours, take it out to thaw. By the time it finishes thawing, this meat should have popped right off of the shell. A lot of moisture in here, all the coconut milk. So in the freezer, it makes it expand. When it thaws, it naturally shrinks. And then if you need some coconut milk, toss the meat in a blender, squeeze it through a cheesecloth, probably get about half a cup to a cup of milk. Anybody use coconut oil by chance? Yeah, good for your skin, your hair, cooking. Let the milk sit somewhere warm. It's going to separate. The top layer left is that coconut oil. Now, the only catch for coconut oil is 1 coconut, no matter the size, even those huge coconuts. At the very most, this can give you about a shot glass of oil each. So that's why it's going to be, kind of expensive in the stores. Now, you can still have a good amount of coconut oil for not a lot of money. Then you just have to be patient. Wait about 6 years for the tree to finish growing for you. But to wrap it up, oh, there they go. Super fun. But to wrap it up, Hawaiians never wasted anything. When the meat came out, these could then become cups or bowls. This out of the hole would be a great natural filter. Those skills enough to carve hunting tools, fishing hooks, weapons from the shells as well. You still find these in Hawaii today, just more in the souvenir shops, yeah? Coconut purses, candles, buttons, jewelry, utensils, tip jars. Just kidding. But for some odd reason, Hawaii got really famous for the coconut bras, yeah. As you can see, though, one size is not going to fit all. It will crack very lopsided most of the time. You'll be hunting a while for the perfect fit. But that is about it for the coconut demonstration, folks. Yeah, so leave it in front. Check it out. You can touch it, smell it, feel it. Your raw pictures, no judgment. We do have a couple of minutes before we have to go. If